Artificial intelligence is transforming how we learn English, but most people are treating ChatGPT like a glorified dictionary. Here's the question that should keep you up at night. If you have access to the most powerful language learning technology in human history right there in your pocket, why are you still making the same mistakes you made 6 months ago? Look, AI tools like ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and Claude aren't just novelties. They're your personal English coach, available 24/7, infinitely patient, and capable of adapting to your exact level and goals. But here's the problem. Most English learners are using these tools passively. They're asking for translations, checking grammar, getting quick answers, and learning absolutely nothing that sticks. Meanwhile, a small group of strategic learners is using AI to accelerate their progress by months, even years. They're building fluency, confidence, and professional communication skills at a pace that traditional methods simply cannot match. This is the Shadowing Lab. We don't just study English, we build muscle memory, active practice, real transformation. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to turn AI from a crutch into a catalyst. Let's go back 5 years. If you wanted personalized English feedback, you had 3 options. Hire an expensive tutor, join a language exchange and hope your partner actually corrects you, or record yourself speaking and cringe your way through self-analysis. All of these methods work, but they're slow, inconsistent, and often demotivating. Then everything changed. AI language models arrived with capabilities that seemed almost magical. Instant feedback, personalized explanations, conversation practice without judgment, the ability to simulate job interviews, client presentations, difficult conversations, all without risking your professional reputation. Suddenly, the bottleneck wasn't access to learning resources. It was knowing how to use them strategically. Here's what most people miss. AI doesn't replace human interaction, it prepares you for it. Think of it like a flight simulator for pilots. You don't learn to fly exclusively in a simulator, but you absolutely use it to practice emergency procedures, master controls, and build confidence before you ever touch a real aircraft. That's exactly what AI does for your English. It's your simulator, your safe space to fail, your laboratory for experimentation. But, and this is critical, only if you use it correctly. Let me paint a picture. You're writing an important email to a client. You type something in your native language. You paste it into ChatGPT. You ask it to translate. It gives you perfect English. You copy, paste, send, done. Feels efficient, right? Here's the truth. You just outsourced your learning. Your brain did zero work. No struggle, no pattern recognition, no muscle memory. Tomorrow, when you need to write another email, you'll be back at square one. Because you didn't learn English, you rented it. This is what I call the passive trap. It shows up everywhere, asking AI to explain a grammar rule without applying it yourself, getting vocabulary definitions without creating your own sentences, requesting corrections without understanding why something was wrong. Every time you take the shortcut, you rob yourself of the cognitive struggle that creates real learning. The research is clear on this. Learning happens through active retrieval and application, not passive consumption. When you passively receive information, it enters your short-term memory and evaporates within hours. But when you actively struggle, make mistakes, receive targeted feedback, and try again. That's when neural pathways strengthen. That's when language becomes automatic. So how do we escape the passive trap? We flip the script entirely. Let me show you how this works in practice. Example 1. The presentation rehearsal. Sarah is a project manager preparing for a high-stakes presentation to executives. Instead of asking ChatGPT to write my presentation, she does this. She writes her own presentation draft, imperfect English, awkward phrasing, and all. Then she uploads it to ChatGPT with this prompt. I'm presenting this to C-level executives. Identify 3 areas where my language sounds uncertain or unprofessional. Don't rewrite it. Just tell me what to improve and why. ChatGPT identifies that she's overusing softening language like, I think maybe we should consider. It explains that executives prefer confident, direct language. Now Sarah rewrites those sections herself. She practices. She asks the AI to roleplay as a skeptical executive asking tough questions. She answers out loud, gets feedback, adjusts, repeats. On presentation day, she doesn't just deliver words someone else wrote. She owns every sentence, and it shows. Example 2. The Vocabulary Integration Challenge. Marco is a software engineer who keeps encountering the same advanced vocabulary in technical articles. Words like leverage, mitigate, optimize, and streamline. He knows the definitions, but he never uses them naturally. Here's what he does. He tells ChatGPT, I want to practice using these 4 words in realistic work contexts. Give me 5 scenarios, like explaining a technical problem to a non-technical manager, and I'll respond using at least 2 of these words. Then evaluate whether I use them naturally. The AI creates scenarios. Marco responds verbally, recording himself. He transcribes his answers and submits them. The AI doesn't just say, good job. It tells him when his usage sounds forced versus natural. Marco adjusts and tries again. Within 2 weeks, those words are flowing naturally in his actual meetings. Why? Because he didn't just memorize definitions. He built muscle memory through active practice. Here's the framework I want you to burn into your brain. I call it the AAA method. Attempt, analyze, advance. Attempt. You go first, always. Write the email before asking AI to improve it. Speak your response before asking for corrections. Make your best effort using your current English level. This is where the learning happens, in the struggle, in the uncertainty, in the imperfect attempt. Analyze. Now bring in AI, but not to do the work for you. Ask it to diagnose. What makes this sentence sound unnatural? Why is this phrasing too casual for a business context? What's a more sophisticated way to express this idea, and why is it better? You're not collecting answers. You're collecting understanding. Advance. Apply what you learned immediately. Rewrite the sentence. Re-record your response. Create 3 new examples using the same pattern. This is the advance phase, where knowledge becomes skill. Let me be blunt. If you're using AI and skipping the attempt phase, you're wasting your time. If you're accepting AI's corrections without understanding them in the analyze phase, you're wasting your time. And if you're not applying what you learned in the advance phase, you're wasting your time. But when you run this cycle deliberately, attempt, analyze, advance, you're not just learning English, you're becoming an English speaker. Here's another powerful strategy. Use AI to create personalized learning content. Most learners consume generic materials that don't match their goals. But you can tell ChatGPT, "I'm a financial analyst preparing for client meetings." Create 5 realistic dialogue scenarios where I need to explain complex data to non-technical clients. Make them progressively more challenging. Boom! Custom content. Tailored to your exact professional context. Practice those scenarios out loud. Record yourself. Get feedback on clarity and professionalism. This is light years beyond reading generic textbooks. And here's the secret weapon that advanced learners know. AI can simulate the exact conversations you're afraid of. Negotiating a salary. Delivering critical feedback to a colleague. Explaining why your project is behind schedule. These are high-pressure situations where you can't afford to fumble. With AI, you can practice them 50 times until your language is automatic, until the confidence is real. Now, let's talk about some of the power words we've used today. These aren't just fancy vocabulary, they're professional tools. Word 1. Catalyst. Catalyst. Something that speeds up change. You'll hear this in business and science contexts. A catalyst is something that accelerates a process or transformation. In chemistry, it speeds up reactions. In business, it drives change. Example: the new software became a catalyst for improving our team's productivity. Word 2. Leverage. Leverage. To use something to maximum advantage. This is everywhere in professional English. It means using a resource, relationship, or tool strategically to achieve better results. Example: she leveraged her network to find new clients for the company. Word 3. Mitigate. To reduce the severity of something. Common in risk management and professional problem solving. It means to make something less harmful or serious. Example: we implemented new protocols to mitigate the risk of data breaches. Word 4. Streamline. To make a process more efficient. This is essential business vocabulary. It means to simplify and optimize a process by removing unnecessary steps. Example: the company streamlined its hiring process to reduce time to hire by 40%. These words elevate your English from competent to confident. Use them intentionally and watch how people respond. All right, this is where we build that muscle memory. I'm going to give you 5 powerful sentences. Listen first, then repeat out loud. Shadow my rhythm, my emphasis, my confidence. Ready? Let's go. Sentence 1. Artificial intelligence isn't replacing human connection. It's preparing you to communicate with greater confidence and clarity. Sentence 2. The most successful English learners don't ask AI for answers. They use it to diagnose weaknesses and design deliberate practice. Sentence 3. Every time you let AI do the work for you, you're choosing temporary convenience over permanent capability. Sentence 4. Strategic learners leverage technology as a catalyst for growth, not as a crutch for avoiding the struggle that creates mastery. Sentence 5. Your goal isn't perfect English. It's owning your English with enough confidence to handle any professional situation that comes your way. Excellent. That's how you train your English muscles. Not by reading, by doing. Here's what we covered today. AI isn't the future of English learning. It's the present. but only if you use it as an active training partner, not a passive shortcut. The AAA method, attempt, analyze, advance, transforms AI from a tool that gives you fish into a tool that teaches you to fish. And when you combine strategic prompting with deliberate practice and immediate application, you compress years of learning into months. Here's my challenge for you this week. Choose one professional scenario you struggle with. Maybe it's participating confidently in meetings. Maybe it's writing persuasive emails. Maybe it's small talk with colleagues. Use AI to simulate that scenario 5 times. Practice out loud. Record yourself. Get feedback. Adjust. Repeat. Then come back and tell us about it in the comments. What scenario did you choose? What improved? What surprised you? Share your wins. Share your challenges. We're all learning together. Remember, you're not just learning English. You're building a new version of yourself. One sentence at a time. One conversation at a time. And now you have the most powerful learning technology in history right there in your pocket. The question is, will you rent English from AI, or will you use AI to own it? I'm George, and this is the Shadowing Lab. Don't just learn English, live it. For more practice and updates, click on the video you are watching on the screen. Keep building your confidence and get closer to mastering your English fluency. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.